Oh. Oh my god, this intro's already started off really badly. Hi, hello, welcome to another Life in Korea Q&A. Wow. Yay, Paksu! If you don't know who I am, you just found yourself on this side of the internet. Hi, hello, my name is Natalia. I've been living in Korea for almost 2.5 years. We're almost there. I'm from the United States. I originally came to Korea as a Korean language student. Like, I literally came to just study Korean. I finished my program, so yes, I do speak Korean. And now I work in marketing at a Korean skincare company, and I've been working there for almost a year. Everything is almost. Shall we jump into the Q&A? So I asked you guys to send me some questions on Instagram. You guys really came through. You asked so many questions, so I will not be answering all of them, but I did try to select some questions that either I have not answered before or that a lot of you asked, because some of you did ask like either the same question or very similar questions. What is a good but realistic salary, especially in marketing? Coming in hard. Okay, so this is a difficult question to answer for multiple reasons. The first one is like my perception of a good salary and your perception of a good salary is going to be very different depending on what kind of lifestyle you want to live, what kind of apartment you want to live in, where in Korea you want to live, and then of course what kind of financial commitments you have. Are you someone that has kids? Do you have student loans where you have to send money back home? Also, like, what kind of job do you have and what kind of experience do you have? Like 0 experience, 10 years of experience? Like, I don't know, bro. I'm just gonna talk about salaries in general because I don't have enough data on marketing specific salaries to share something that I think like I should broadcast to the world. I would say anything between 40 million and 50 million Korean won per year would be a decent salary. You're not gonna be happy with it, but you're gonna be able to live in a decent apartment and be able to do like decent fun things. Anything between 50 million and 60 million is gonna be more comfortable. You're gonna be able to go to like Busan or to Jeonju or like just take some domestic trips at least once a month. You're gonna be able to go to multiple K-pop concerts a month without hurting your wallet. Anything above 60 million, like assuming you don't have kids or any like crazy financial commitments, you're probably gonna live in a nicer apartment or at least be able to afford one. You're gonna be able to probably arrange some international travel at least once a year. And again, please keep in mind that this is not taking into account what your experience is. Oh, guys, some older sister advice really quick. If you're applying for jobs here where they are not providing your housing and they say that the salary is less than 30 million won, please reconsider accepting that job, because living in Seoul, 30 million is going to make it really hard for you. Remember that they're going to take taxes and health insurance and everything out of your salary, and that's going to be quite a few million won that's coming out of your salary. So your salary might say 30 million won, but the amount of money you take home per year is going to be closer to something between like 24-25 million won, and if you still got to pay rent, friend. What's something exciting that's happened to you this year? I got to go to KCON LA as a business trip. Oh my god, I tried to film a vlog for you guys in preparation to like go to KCON LA for work, but then when I was editing the footage, it was a very like boring vlog because I was so stressed. When I was in college, I really wanted to go to KCON LA, but I could not afford it. Like, it's just not possible for me. So now, years later, it was crazy to think like, wow, I work in Seoul, South Korea, and I am being sent, like I'm being paid to go to KCON LA. Like, obviously, yes, I'm working. I didn't get to go to the concert, but it was still such like a, what is my life right now? Like, this is crazy. When are you planning to leave Korea? Honestly, I do not know, but I do know that I want to be here for at least another 3 to 4 years. Like, I want to get a good amount of work experience in influencer marketing and social media marketing, which is what I do right now, so that when I do go back to the United States, I can go into a managerial role. Do you do anything special to budget money? No, I should, but I don't. When I first moved to Korea, I saved up about 40,000 US dollars, and before you guys are like, how did she save up all that money? She's so young. I'm not young. I'm almost 28. So like, I had a job where I was able to save money. Clearly. When I was saving that money, I did do budgeting. Like, I did some accounting, I'm a business major. I did some accounting and basically determined like what I intended to spend on rent, what I intended to spend on my tuition, dermatologist visits, on food, on cafes, on 국내 여행 or like domestic trips, like travel to Busan, travel to Jeonju, travel wherever, as well as like random expenses like, oh, I want to buy a new pair of shoes, you know, I want to buy a jacket or something like that. With all of that added up, I determined that I was gonna spend about I think it was 1.3 or 1.5 million per month as a 학생, like as a student. And basically I used that number to determine how much like American dollars I needed to save to be able to afford living in Korea for about 2 years as a student. I would say the only money that I truly budget is money that I make from sponsorships, from AdSense, and any type of like influencer work, because I do use that money to pay off my student loans back in the United States now that those have come back into play. How different is work life in Korea and work life in the United States? If you've watched any of my work related vlogs, because I do have a few, I always mention like cultural work differences in those videos. So if you want to hear more than what I say right here, right now, please go check out those videos. But in terms of things that I have not mentioned before, keep in mind I've only ever worked at this one company. I have very limited experiences with this, but I would say the line between like personal and business is very blurred here compared to the United States. Like really simplified examples, your personal cell phone number, you're expected to give it to external parties, so like vendors, agencies that your company works with. I guess you could say like anyone that receives an email from you or has your business card will know your cell phone number and they will use it. It's not like a last resort. Like that is normal. Like you need to actually answer the phone and say like, hi, this is so-and-so, and then they'll say like, are you so-and-so that works at XYZ company? In the United States, I almost never got someone calling me on my personal phone number unless it was my boss. Like I think I got maybe 2 calls from her the whole 2.5 years that I worked in the United States at that company. Another thing that I've really noticed here is now that I've experienced it, it makes sense, but going into it, I didn't know that as soon as I entered the company, I was gonna be added to so many Kakao Talk group chats. I didn't even have time to clean out my Kakao. Like I have so many pictures, like basically since I was studying abroad here in 2016 to now, like I don't tend to private those pictures. So I got added to all these business chats with like people from my company, as well as like influencers we're working with, other companies we're working with. And I was like, oh my gosh, these people have access to like years worth of profile pictures. So I went and had to go make a ton of them private. Yes, Kakao Talk does have like the multi-profile feature, but in order to use it, you have to be the one to add that person. So if you plan to work here, make sure your Kakao Talk profile is squeaky clean. Now, before we get any farther into this Q&A, I want to take a moment to let you guys know that Link is running a major sale on annual subscriptions for their platform for Black Friday. So between November 22nd and November 26th, you can get 40% off an annual subscription. This is like the biggest discount they give all year. And I can say that because I've worked with them multiple times and this is the biggest discount they've ever given. Just like, yeah. So if you are new to my channel and you're like, that's nice, Natalia, if that is even what your name is, but like, what is this Link that you speak of? Link is an online language learning platform that allows you to learn with the content that you love, the content that you are interested in. So basically you can take YouTube, Netflix, podcasts, newspapers, blogs, basically anything with a script, text, captions, audio files. You can import it into Link's content library so that you can start learning new words, new expressions, new phrases with it immediately. So for my fellow K-pop fans, that means that you can import your idol's favorite interviews, their pangsong, their music videos, basically their content. You can import their content into Link and start studying with it. If you're into K-dramas, you can import your K-dramas from Netflix into it. If you're like me and you like to study with news articles, you can import that article into Link. Once you've added that content to Link or selected something from the thousands of hours worth of content that's already on the platform, Link will start looking at it and determine which words you know, which words you don't know, which ones you've seen before but are still learning. As I've mentioned before, my favorite thing about Link is that when I am going through a news article or whatever piece of content that I'm working with, when I see a new word, I can click on it and Link will suggest definitions for the word, and they are always accurate. In other words, I'm able to spend more time actually studying and less time looking up definitions, which I really, really like. So if you're wanting to study with content that you enjoy in an effective way, make sure to take advantage of Link's 40% off discount, the discount that's running between the 22nd and the 26th, using the link in my description box. Okay, let's jump back into those questions. So, are you still going to do a master's in Korea? So for context, I moved here to study Korean so that I could go to graduate school and study advertising and PR because my bachelor's is in supply chain management. Basically, that plan did not work out. To answer this question, am I still going to do a master's in Korea? Probably not. I can't afford it. Like even now that I'm working again, it would take me several years to be able to save up the amount of money that I would need to save in order to afford tuition and living expenses for the 2 years. Also, I am working a job that I really enjoy in the field that I was hoping to get into upon finishing my master's, so I feel like I don't really need it. Have you ever met any Korean pick-me girls or guys? Or had any straight up rude experiences? I want to know what prompted you to ask this question. I feel like you guys have never asked me a question like this. And I'm wondering, did something happen to you? Did you hear some kind of tea or something? Like what's going on here? The only pick-me's I've ever met here are other foreigners. I hate saying that. I wish I could say like it was equal and I've met so many Korean ones, but I haven't. Do they exist? Yes. Like I am on the Korean side of Instagram. There are so many skits about Korean pick-me's. There's so many. So I'm like, they exist. I just have not met any. And I guess that's a good thing. But I can't tell you any stories, which I'm assuming is what you kind of wanted me to do. In regards to rude experiences, I mean, yeah, like I feel like I've shared a lot of them with you guys, either in the vlog that it happened or in other Q&As when you've asked. The only ones I've had recently have been related to work. Like not people in my company, people outside of my company that I have to work with. Does being exhausted from work make you want to move back home sooner? No. Not really. Like I really enjoy living here, and even though I'm tired, I like that I'm able to go outside and do things. I like that I'm able to walk alone at night and feel safe. I like my job. Like, does it stress me out and make me tired? Yes. Do I still like it? Yes. Where do you buy jeans? Completely different topic. So I don't buy jeans here. They do not fit my body. Like I am a US size 8'10". My body shape is a pear. I have Latina hips. Okay, I got Latina hips and Latina thighs. So the pants here don't fit me. Even if I can physically put them on, they don't look good. The proportions don't work. Like the waist will end up being like way too high. So I moved here with a lot of pants, and when I went home for Christmas last year, I brought a lot more pants. Now, if you like really need to find pants, or you're wanting to go see if the proportions will fit your body better than they fit mine, which I hope they do, I hope they fit your body perfectly. I did make some Instagram reels and some YouTube shorts about size inclusive stores here in Korea that you might want to check out. And by here in Korea, I do mean like here in Seoul. What is your favorite convenience store drink? This is Isol Tok Tok. Look at this really cute packaging. Look at it, it's so cute. This isn't just any kind of drink, this is an alcoholic beverage. It's 3% alcohol. I don't know if you would say it's a cider or a Sprite or something, like, I don't know alcohol. I started drinking these when I was an exchange student, and they're just really good. The flavor is peach, and it tastes like a soda. Like, it's so good. I love it. All right, I put my laptop down for this one. So, a lot of you guys asked me about dating in this Q&A. Usually you guys never ask me about dating, and I assume that's because when I first moved here, you guys asked me a lot about dating, and basically I asked you to not ask me about dating because I was like, that's my personal life. I'd like to keep it private. Thank you. And you guys were really great about respecting that. And I'm assuming those of you that asked me about dating this time around are new to like my Instagram and my YouTube, and that's fine. You don't know where my boundaries are unless I tell you. But I don't know. This time I was like, I guess I could talk about it a little bit. So one of you asked, have you tried dating in Korea? If so, what was your experience? If not, why not? Someone else asked, how is the dating scene in Korea? And basically the rest of you asked very similar questions to these two questions. Here we go, I guess. Do I date here? Yes. What's been my experience? I would say overall, it seems that people here date more casually than they do in the United States. It seems kind of like something they do for fun, I guess. Like it's kind of like, I want someone to go to cute cafes with me, so this guy, like, he's not that bad, or like this girl is not that bad. Like I don't mind spending time with them, so I guess we'll just date. When I've talked to my Korean friends, like my really good, really close Korean friends that I've had for years about dating here and like how it's different, because like they get in and out of relationships more quickly than we do back home. I've mentioned like that's a little, I don't want to say difficult, but it's very different for me, because like when I think of like dating a guy like this is my boyfriend, I feel like I'm telling people, like it's like I'm endorsing him to people in a way. Does that make sense? Like I feel like I'm saying I trust this person, I believe in this person, I think they're a good person. Like I'm saying, like it says a lot to say like this is my boyfriend. But in Korea, you don't necessarily need to know that person that much to be dating them. Like it's kind of like, I feel like you can see in my eyes, like I'm just still kind of like what? Like my Korean friends have literally said, like you go on a few dates and if they are okay, you become their girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. And then you get to know them better when you're like, as you are dating them. Like they're your boyfriend, but you're still like learning about them, which when you say it like that, that sounds normal. But like the amount of stuff they don't know when they call that person their significant other is crazy to me. Along with dating here seeming to be more casual than back home, over the nearly 2.5 years that I've lived here, so not that long, I have had so many guys randomly come up to me on the street or in the subway, basically just ask me on a date. Like they come over and, or they hover around, which I think is kind of cute. Like they're kind of like, should I talk to her? Should I not talk to her? But like, basically I've had so many guys come up to me, just be like, hi, do you speak Korean? Do you have a boyfriend? Can you give me your number? Like, do you want to go on a date sometime? Like that has never happened to me in the US. In the US, the only guys I've ever had ask me on a date are the guys that like either they were my friends first or like we took some kind of like class together. Like they knew me before they asked me on a date. But here in Korea, they're just like, she looks nice. Let me go talk to her and ask her on a date. Like, I don't know, they just seem like they're more willing to like take a chance, I guess. Thinking about like the guys that have asked me out who aren't random strangers on the street, like, I don't know, they're just as bold, bro. Like, I've gone to get-togethers, like a friends get-together where I meet like their friends, so like a friend of a friend, and like I'll meet, like this happened multiple times, that's why I bring this up, but like I'll go to the get-together and I'll meet like the guys there or whatever, and one of them will be like straight up, will be like, I like you. Wanna go on a date tomorrow? Applause for them for being really bold, but I'm like, you only know my name, sir. Like, I don't know. I feel like when it comes to dating, I'm like, I want to know who you are before going on any kind of dates with you. But these guys are like, yeah, you seem nice. Why not? I hope I kind of answered at least some of what you wanted to know with these questions. I don't know. I never talk about dating, so I didn't really know what to say. I was just like, moving on to a question that's less awkward for me. What are your favorite neighborhoods in Seoul? I really like Jongno-samga. Jongno-samga is like a drinking area, a cafe area, like a kind of like nice touristy area as well. It's next to Jeongmyo, like the shrine that I like to go to. It's near some of the palaces. It's near Ikseongdong. Like it's a very nice area in my opinion. And then I like Haebangchon a lot. Like Haebangchon is on the side of Namsan Mountain. It's a nice nightlife area. Like it's really nice. A lot of the cafes there have rooftops because they're on the side of the mountain. So you can see like the Hangang and just get a nice view of Seoul. So it's really, really nice. And then the last neighborhood I wrote down is Hapjeong, which is right next to Hongdae. I would say the main difference between Hongdae and Hapjeong is like Hongdae has like shopping and clubbing and Hapjeong is more like bars and restaurants. What's something that you want to do but haven't done yet in Korea? Okay, so I had to think about this for a long time because I kept thinking of things that I am not comfortable sharing on camera. Like, I don't know, when you say something online, like people want to share their opinions or their suggestions with you. And I'm like, I don't want advice or suggestions on these things. I just want to say it and be left alone. So I was like, maybe don't share those things online. So after thinking for a long time about something I'd be comfortable saying on camera, I came up with the fact that I would love to work with a K-pop group. Like, it doesn't have to be any group in particular, just one that I am slightly a fan of at least. Like, I'm familiar with their music and enjoy it. Like, I would really love to interview a K-pop group or do some kind of collaboration with them, whether it's like, oh, you know, like, we'd love you to do this short little, I don't know, Instagram reel to like help promote their new album or something, or like to be an extra in a music video or something. Just like if you need a random foreigner in the background, can I be that foreigner? Like, I don't know. Because K-pop was the thing that led to me learning about Korea. Let's be clear, like set the record straight. I did not learn Korean or move to Korea because of K-pop, but K-pop is what opened my eyes up to Korea. So the thought of like working with a K-pop group would be very like full circle for me. What is your go-to food or restaurant when you feel homesick? So in all honesty, as much as I do miss food from back home, like Tex-Mex and Mexican food, and my mom's cooking. I don't miss it in terms of like going out and like trying to find alternatives here in Korea. Any Mexican restaurant I go to here, it's not gonna taste like Mexican food. It's gonna taste like Korean food that like has a tortilla. It's always some kind of like fusion food, which makes sense. You know, the majority of the people that are gonna go to the restaurant are Korean. They're not foreigners like me that want like legit Mexican food. So it makes sense, but like I'm not gonna go to a restaurant just to be disappointed. I've been disappointed too many times. That sounds kind of sad, but it's true. How do you deal with missing your friends and family? Honestly, I try not to think about it. I'm that person where if I think about my family for too long, I will start crying. It doesn't matter if I'm at work, if I am on the bus, if I am taking a walk outside, or if I'm sitting in a cafe. If I start thinking about my family or oh my God, I feel like my eyes are gonna start watering right here, right now. If I think about the fact that they are living their lives over there and I'm not a part of that, I start crying. Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying right now. Okay, we need to change the subject because I think I'm actually gonna. Oh my God. When you eventually move away, what will you miss most about Korea? My social life. Like, in the United States, honestly, I didn't really hang out with people because I felt like there was nothing to do. I lived in Austin and I lived in Dallas, which are major cities, and I always felt like there was nothing to do. But here in Korea, I'm always going places. I'm always going out to take pictures. I'm always going to a bar with my friends or like meeting friends of friends. Like I've met so many people, and I feel like I have way more friends here than I did in the United States. Like even when I was in college, like I feel like I have so many more friends here. Going back to the United States would mean that my social life has died. I feel like I've been talking for way too long. Thank you to Link for sponsoring this video. Don't forget you can get 40% off an annual subscription during the 22nd or the 26th using the link in my description box. So I will talk to you guys another time in another video. So tell me bye, you guys. Bye.